Get into karmics. Let me get my, hold on y'all. Get my board cleaner. Okay, cool beans. All right, so let's get into it. So again, we're addressing karmics today, karmic connections, karmic relationships, karmic lessons, so on and so forth. We're going to be going into detail in regards to what these things look like in our life, the purpose of them, why they show up, how they show up, so on and so forth. To my moderators, if anybody does give a galaxy, please keep up with it, so by the end of the live, just in case, I can make sure that I send them their reading, okay? But let's get into this lesson. All right, so today again, we're talking about karmics, all right? What is a karmic, okay? A karmic is a person or a situation meant to teach you a lesson. Okay? Let's start there. A karmic is a person or a situation that comes to teach you a lesson. All right? There are many lessons for us to learn while we are here. Now, these lessons are soul lessons. Okay? These lessons have everything to do with you on a soul level. So, this is not about, just the things that, we think about in regards to this earthly plane, all right? These lessons are going to carry over with us to other dimensions, other places, other spaces when we leave here, right? These lessons are to elevate us on a soul level, to teach us as a soul what we need to know, what we need to see, giving us experiences so that we can learn whatever it is that is necessary to add to the soul wisdom. Okay? Now, karmics, whether it is a person or a situation, will usually activate deep wounds, number one. All right, so these are some of the ways that you can start identifying if this is a karmic that you're dealing with, whether it's a karmic situation or a karmic person. They activate deep wounds, okay? Things that affect you on a very deep level, things that are not, that you're not able to overlook or just kind of, shun past, so on and so forth. All right, thank you for the heart me. These are things that affect you on a deep soul level, okay? Now, this doesn't just have to be from this particular lifetime, right? Because again, karmics deal with the soul. Your soul is eternal. Your soul does not unalive. So these can be from this lifetime or prior lifetimes. It doesn't matter. Okay? Doesn't matter. All right? Some things we may not have dealt with when we were here before. So those lessons may be presented to us again, through another experience or through another person. All right? Karmics can trigger a few different emotions. One of them being abandonment. Another being betrayal. Codependency. Thank you, my love. Another one being anger. Now, these are just an example of some of the things that, or some of the feelings or emotions that karmic people or situations can trigger for you. Okay? So before we move on to the next thing, karmics can be a person or a situation meant to teach you a lesson, right? On a soul level. So these are soul lessons. Okay, these are things that are going to follow you past this realm, past this lifetime. Okay? They activate deep wounds and triggers. Deep. Okay? Things that truly truly upset you, trigger you, challenge you, okay? But we're not talking about just regular challenges of your day-to-day life experiences. We're talking about this thing is really triggering. Okay? It's not easy. All right? It can trigger things like abandonment, betrayal, codependency, and anger. These are only a few examples. Okay? Now, karmic connections usually feel magnetic or fated. Right? So when you first get into this karmic situation, it's like it almost sucks you in. It's like fate. It's like perfect alignment, right? You're like, oh my God, I feel like I've known you my whole life. And it's like, no matter what happens, we just are connected. And I don't know how I find you or how I found you, but it's like fate. It's like the universe has brought us together and blah, 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 right? That's a telltale sign of a karmic situation, connection, relationship, lesson. Okay? Karmics are here to force growth. It's here to make you grow. And Spirit, Source, Universe knows sometimes when it comes to these deep wounds, the only way that we can really get into it, the only way that we can really move past it and heal past it is to be forced into it through us thinking, right, in the beginning that this is something that we're supposed to be in, right? So that's why it feels fated. It's like you have to be able to use your free will to get to or into this situation, to get into this relationship, to get into, whatever this is, this connection, right? So when you meet this person, there's so many similarities. There's so many different things that you feel connected to with this person. There's so many similar stories or backgrounds, or y'all like the same things, or y'all energies just match, or blah, 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 right? It feels magnetic. It's fated. It's like fate brought us together. We're perfect for each other, right? And this is friends. This is relationship. This is family connections, okay? This doesn't just have to be romantic, okay? And you'll realize that after a while, it will all start to kind of go downhill. Just as fast as it started, and just as fast as y'all felt connected, and just as fast as you felt like everything was everything, just that fast shit starts to kind of go sour, right? You begin to get triggered. You begin to almost have these situations occur or have these experiences where, again, you're forced into growth. Now, the worst thing you could do, thank you, D'Angelo, for heart me. The worst thing you can do is not grow and stay too long in these situations. Karmics are not meant to last. And this is why the longer you stay in karmic connections, the worse it gets. There's no fixing it because it's not supposed to be fixed. You were supposed to enter into this, learn and realize whatever you were supposed to learn and realize, and then you're supposed to get the fuck. Right? But because of the way that we entered it, because of how we felt the way that we entered it, because it felt magnetic and it felt fated and all of these different things, we're craving and yearning for that connection again. So instead of growing, acknowledging the triggers, the traumas, whatever it brings up, dealing with those things and moving on, right? We're trying to recreate what we felt in the beginning. So then we kind of get stuck in this cycle, right? This revolving door. Karmic situations never get better because they were never meant to last. So they're not supposed to develop past you realizing whatever lessons you were supposed to learn. They're not supposed to develop past you getting the understanding of whatever it is that you were supposed to understand about yourself, about your life, about your soul. When you try to force it past that, that's when it becomes even more detrimental. Okay? Karmics bring on very intense emotions. The feelings are very intense when you're dealing with the karmic situation. Thank you for the roses, my love. It's very intense. Very intense. Sometimes it can feel like love bombing. Sometimes it can feel, even with friendships, there's a such thing as love bombing friendships, right? You just meet this person, it feels fated, y'all feel connected, and y'all hanging out every day now, and y'all like twinsies. Then all of a sudden, there's all these fucking issues that start to happen, right? It is emotionally draining. When you are dealing with the karmic, it is emotionally draining. It don't matter how much work you try to put into this shit, baby. You're going to be pulling your baby hairs out one by one. Hello, my loves. Welcome in. It's meant to be uncomfortable because you're not supposed to stay there. You're supposed to learn there and then move the fuck on. So it's not meant to be comfortable for you, which is why it's never really comfortable, right? It starts off exciting because you feel magnetized or connected to this person or this situation. But eventually, it starts to become all of these other things, right? That's where the real work starts to come. It feels very familiar. Right? Feels very familiar. And this is because, again, karmics address deep wounds. So this can remind you of your relationship with your mom, or your relationship with your dad, or your relationship with somebody that you was close to before, or somebody that you weren't so close to, or something along those lines. Something about this person's energy feels familiar to you, which is another thing that can draw us in, right? There's always highs and lows when it comes to karmics. And we're not talking about regular relationship or connection, highs and lows, right? Because every connection goes through its great times and then goes through its not so good times, right? We're talking about super, super high and then low as hell. Satan down there. You know what I'm saying? Low, low. Shorty had them apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur. Whole club was looking at her. She hit the flow. Next thing you know, low, 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 low. Okay? To hell. You know what I'm saying? Super low. Right? And it becomes this almost revolving door, again, of energy. Okay? They're also very chaotic. The connections are super fucking chaotic. Super chaotic. And then I'm going to also put toxic. It is chaotic and it is very toxic. It's a lot going on here. There's never just a dull moment. There's never just happiness. There's always fucking something. Alright, so let's review real fast. Alright, dealing with the karmic person or situation. Karmics are meant to teach you a lesson. They serve a purpose when it comes to teaching you something that you need to see, that you need to know, that you need to learn. And it is a soul lesson. So this is on a soul level. Whatever you learn from karmic situations will be taken with you past this realm. This is something that your soul will obtain and keep for eternity. Okay? Nobody can avoid karmics. So I don't know if that's going to be a question eventually. You're not supposed to avoid karmics. Karmics serve purpose, right? So you're supposed to have some karmic situations, some karmic lessons, some karmic relationships, some karmic friendships. It's supposed to happen. This is a part of your soul growth. All right? So you're not supposed to avoid it. So, when you do encounter a karmic, you learn from it and you move on, which is the key part. And we're going to talk about how to move on in a second. All right? Karmic situations and people are meant to activate deep wounds. It's supposed to activate deep wounds within you. All right? So that you can address these things, again, on a soul level. This is soul work. So it's supposed to come in and shake shit up a little bit for you. Activate certain things that you need to deal with so that these things can come to the surface and be addressed. Dealing with karmics is a part of your shadow work. Karmic experiences are a part of your shadow work. Y'all know anytime we talk about shadow work, we're talking about what? Self-development. When we're talking about self, we're not talking about the human part of you. We're talking about soul. Right? Soul growth, soul development. So this is a part of your healing. This is a part of your shadow work. All right? It can trigger different feelings and emotions. Some of them being abandonment, betrayal, codependency, anger, and those are just to name a few. There's a lot of other triggers and emotions and all types of shit that we deal with when it comes to karmics. Karmic situations or connections are always starting off feeling magnetic or faded, right? Meaning that I felt drawn in, pulled in to this person's energy. It's like we met, we clicked, and from that day forward, we was locked in, you know, until shit started going downhill very, very fast. All right? And this is because it is meant to force you to grow. Supposed to force you to grow. Right? You can only grow and heal from something that you have experienced firsthand. I can't heal something that I've never gone through. I can't heal anything I've never experienced. I can't. That doesn't make sense, right? It's impossible. So I have to go through it in order to feel it, to experience it, and then to heal it and learn from it. Right? So it's purposeful for you to kind of get sucked in to this situation so that you can learn from it and you can heal. Okay? Karmic situations are not meant to last. Now, this is the thing about karmic situations. Some of your karmics you will marry. Some of your karmics you will have children with. Some of your karmics will become your best friends temporarily. Some of your karmics could be your family members, your mama, your daddy, your cousins, your siblings, so on and so forth. Okay? Some of your karmics could be a job. It could be a position. Some of your karmics could, situations can send you to jail. Right? It depends on a person. It depends on what you're supposed to be learning. It depends on what's supposed to happen for you. Right? Again, they all start off feeling magnetic and faded. This is also why I teach y'all we are here to experience and not control. Because if it is written in your story or if it is a part of your lesson to, let's say, marry your karmic situation, right? That's why some of y'all be like, well, this person didn't act like this until after we got married and then all hell broke loose. Yeah, because you were supposed to get that far. Okay? Thank you, my love, for the heart me. You were supposed to get that far. Right? It was supposed to happen like that. It sucks, but it was supposed to happen like that. Because there was something that you were supposed to learn from that situation so that you can restore the balance internally within your soul on a soul level. Right? Thank you, Bree. So don't beat yourself up for going forward with the way that things were supposed to be. But the key thing to remember is when it's time to let the shit go and detach, you have to let it go and detach. Once you get wind, once you understand, overstand that this shit ain't it, get the fuck out of there. Easier said than done. I absolutely understand, overstand that. Thank you, my love. Easier said than done. But hella necessary. Because the longer you stay in a karmic situation, the more problems and issues that you create for yourself in the long run. So once you learn the lesson, once you identify the lesson, and you like, oh, this shit is teaching me blah, 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 that's when it's time to get the fuck. Once the lesson has been made clear, that's when it's time for you to go ahead and exit stage right or left. Whatever feels comfortable for you. Get the fuck out of there. Okay? Very intense emotions come with karmic connections and situations. You feel this in the depths of your fucking soul. Right? You feel like, damn, I'm going to spend the rest of my life with this person. This is my person, whether it's my friend, whether it's a romantic partner, whether it's a family member. This person's going to be around forever. I love this person. We locked in. Blah, 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 blah. I'll do anything for them. Whatever. Heart and soul all up in it. Okay? In it. Real bad. Real bad. Completely emotionally invested. Right? But at the same time, it starts to become emotionally draining. So all your emotions is in it. But then eventually, you start to feel drained from them same goddamn emotions. It don't hit the same no more. And because, again, it started off magnetic and it felt like fate. Thank you for the gift, my love. We're trying to chase that feeling that we had in the beginning instead of understanding that was supposed to be for that time. We're in a whole nother space. And I have to acknowledge this for what it is now and not try to go backwards and recreate what it once was. That's the real challenge when it comes to dealing with fucking karmics. Because it does feel like everything that you want in the beginning. It does feel like everything is aligning perfectly with this person, with this connection, with this situation. Right? But then eventually that fairy tale falls apart. And it falls apart very quickly. And what's quick for one person can be won't be what's quick for the next person. So for some of y'all, it may have taken a couple months. For other people, it may have taken 2-3 years. Right? But once you see it, once it starts to fall apart, get the fuck. Expeditiously. All right? It all feels familiar. It feels like you have known this person, or it feels like this connection has been brought to you, divinely. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel so immensely connected. I just, you know what I'm saying? I feel like this is for me. Customized for me, just the way I like it, just the way I ask for it, so on and so forth. However, there are highs, and I'm talking about super high, and then there are lows, and I mean hell. No in between. That's when you know this shit is a karmic. Because of course, regular connections have their highs and lows, but they are not that drastic. When you're dealing with karmics, it is drastic highs and lows. There is no in between. There is no coasting in the middle. We either really, really good or shit is fucked. That's it. Okay? And that doesn't always mean that the karmics are going to show up the same way for everybody. So hell for you and your karmic could be destructive. It can be, super chaotic. It can be negative. It can be physical. It can be emotionally abusive, physically abusive, sexually. Yeah, it can fall in the line of all of that. But then it can also just be, it can be separation. It can be ghosting, no communication. So like sometimes it can be like you have a connection with this person when y'all together and y'all on good terms, everything is good, it's amazing, it's this, it's this, it's this, it's this. But then when y'all bad, like y'all don't speak at all. You know what I'm saying? Completely shut out, shut down, whatever, right? So it can look different for everybody. Everybody's not going to have the same type of highs and lows, which is why you have to really be paying attention to your shit so that you can identify this for what it is based on what you're experiencing yourself. Okay? But it's always toxic. It's always toxic. When you finally get in connection with somebody that you're supposed to be in connection with, There will be challenges sometimes with that connection, because we're always going to be, challenged in our connections with whoever it is. It doesn't matter. Thank you, Bruce. It doesn't matter who it is, right? You're going to have moments where y'all not on the same page. You're going to have moments where y'all have to learn each other all over again, blah, 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 right? But it won't be toxic. There's a difference, right? You'll go through those moments where you got to learn that person, or you got to work on whatever you got to work on, and they got to work on whatever they got to work on, but it won't be toxic. When it's toxic, 9.999% of the time, that shit is a karmic situation. And we have many karmic situations and connections in our lifetime. Some back to back. The thing about karmics is, if you don't learn the lesson, it will repeat. And it'll come in the form of another person or another situation, but it will be the same fucking lesson. And until you get that shit, it will repeat. It will continue to come up over and over again until you get it. So the best thing for you to do is to learn whatever the hell you're supposed to learn and act like you goddamn know, so that you don't have to revisit that shit over and over again. Alright? Go ahead and screenshot this, copy it, write it down real fast, and then we're going to move on to the next thing. Thumbs up in the chat when you're done, so I know that I can go ahead and erase it. Alright, we got thumbs up for the most part, so we can go ahead and erase. Alright, we're going to go through family karmics first, because I feel like that's one that is sometimes overlooked or not talked about a lot. And then we're going to move on from there with the other types of karmics. Especially because when it comes to family karmics, that is sometimes our first introduction to karmic situations, right? It usually starts in childhood or with family, period. All right? Okay. So, karmic family. Funsies. All right? So, karmic family can be parents, of course. It can be siblings. Caretakers or guardians. Or extended family members. Extended family members would be like aunts, uncles, cousins, things of that nature, right? So it could be parents, mother or father, sometimes both, depending on who you are, what your lesson is, all right? Siblings, it can be one sibling, it can be all of them, it can be a couple of them, depending on how many siblings you got and what the relationship is. Caretakers or guardians. Some of you guys may have been adopted. Some of you guys may have had to go stay with grandma or whoever the case may be, right? For them to take care of you because maybe your parents weren't available or they passed away or they had other things that they were dealing with or they simply gave you up, right? Simple as that, okay? Can also be extended family members, cousins, uncles, aunties, great aunts, so on and so forth, okay? Now, when we're dealing with karmic family members, it is often tied to generational curses. Karmic family is often tied to generational curses. So much fun. Now, the thing with dealing with karmic family is we all have to go through the process of healing some type of generational curse, especially for said chosen ones. Okay, those who know that they have a duty, a job, a purpose, a reason of being here, of connecting with their destiny, achieving whatever they're supposed to achieve in this lifetime. This is a standard process that you have to go through. There is some type of karmic situation in your life when it comes to family that you have to address as a chosen one that is highlighted through generational curses or trauma. It's just a part of it. You're healing something that was passed down. And again, you cannot heal anything you have not experienced yourself. So a lot of the karmic situations when it comes with family starts in childhood. That's why we're starting here first, because this is directly connected to your childhood. Whatever you experience, however childhood looked for you, the different things that you encountered, how your family treated you, so on and so forth. All of those things are part of the karmic situation dealing with the generational curses. Okay? It also has to do with generational cycles. What cycles has the family been stuck in? Right? What's the cycle? Whether that's a cycle of self-hatred, codependency, sexual cycles, whatever. There's a number of different things, right? So specifically for my people who are chosen ones, my people who have been sent here again to accomplish and to reach a certain destiny, this is just a part of life for you. It just is what it is. There's really no avoiding this part. There's going to be something that you go through karmically starting in childhood. Whether you like it or not, whether you ask for it or not, it doesn't matter. Because you came through that bloodline, you have an assignment based on that particular bloodline. That has to do with your generation in regards to curses or cycles. Okay? Now, the purpose of you going through or having family karmic experiences is, number one, to break soul contracts Okay? And when I say soul contracts, I'm talking about contracts either that were placed on somebody that came before you in that bloodline that you're here to disperse of, or you have always been a part of this bloodline, and in another lifetime you had a particular soul contract where maybe you had a certain life experience prior to this lifetime, and now that you're back again, you're here to break that. You're here to finish the job. You're here to accomplish whatever you were here to accomplish the first time. When it comes to the bloodline, when it comes to the generation. Some of you are the great-great-great-grandparents of your generation. Back again. Y'all gotta understand how energy works. Energy is neither created or destroyed. All of the energy that is here. Right? A lot of us have reincarnated multiple times. This is not your first rodeo. Thank you for the heart, me. This is not your first rodeo. This is not your first time. This is not your first shindig. Okay? Not all karmics are negative. Karmics can be bad or good. There's nothing about a karmic that is good other than the lesson that they present you and the opportunity that you get to become better within yourself. You can have good experiences with that karmic, absolutely, but you're not supposed to be with them. It's not supposed to last. This is not a forever thing. It's not a process you should be in love with and keep going back to. Okay? Another purpose of karmic family situations is to heal the bloodline. Again, you cannot heal anything that you have not experienced firsthand. This is why some of our childhoods are the way that they are. And it sucks that we got dealt some of the cards that we got dealt. But when you look at it for what it is, I can't heal being a quackhead, okay? Follow me. If I've never been one. I can't take that on for the bloodline if I've never experienced that firsthand. I can't heal SA for the bloodline if I've never experienced that firsthand. And I know for some, trigger warning, this is hard to kind of hear. But I can't heal something I've never experienced myself. Right? I can't heal abandonment for the bloodline if I've never felt abandoned or been abandoned. I can't heal codependency if I've never been codependent. You know what I'm saying? I can't heal self-hatred if I've never hated myself. Right? I have to experience these things firsthand in order for me to then heal through them, not only for myself, but for the bloodline. Especially if I have been positioned on this particular path to accomplish that very thing. Excuse me. Okay? So this is why, again, some of our childhood experiences were what they were. It's not because you were a horrible person. It's not because the universe wanted to beat up on you. When we're talking about karmic lessons and we're talking about reincarnation or we're talking about soul contract, you as a soul are aware of these things before you get here. Because this realm is so low vibrational, you are made to forget a lot of this stuff once you enter back into this realm. Through the work that you do, you start to remember right? And spark that internal knowledge and wisdom within you that puts you back on course to accomplish whatever you were sent here to accomplish. But on a soul level, you knew that you were going to encounter some of these things, which is why you survived it. Think about all of the people who go through some of the similar things that you've gone through in childhood and they didn't make it out of that. They're no longer here, or they don't have their mind. They somewhere strung out, or, you know what I'm saying, on some substances or something, or in somebody's psych ward with grippy socks, or they're just not here. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, my love, for the beans. So you were well equipped. You have to be equipped to make it through some of these things that we made it through. That doesn't mean that we didn't make it through and we were not traumatized. Of course we was fucking traumatized, right? Of course we made it through a lot of these situations from our childhood and we were like, what the fuck? Shit. Okay? It started affecting other parts of our lives, of course, right? But you were equipped enough to make it through it. And then not only that, be positioned with healing. Be positioned with the tools to start the healing process. It is not by coincidence that you tap back into your spirituality. It's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence that you're on this live right now, learning the things that you're learning or getting the confirmation through this lesson that you're getting. There are no coincidences in this realm. There are no coincidences, period, when it comes to the universe. Everything is purposeful. Everything has a cause and has an effect. Right? So you were programmed internally on a soul level, because again, when we're dealing with karmics, when we're dealing with any realm, period, we're dealing with the soul first. Right? So you were wired to successfully make it out of those things, and then to double back on understanding who you are on a soul level, so that you can then break these soul contracts, heal the bloodline, and not only that, set boundaries. Boundaries help to ensure that we don't go fucking backwards. Okay? It's cool that you learned the lesson. It's cool that you understand why this happened, what happened, who it happened to, who had something to do with it, all of those things. That's nice. That's cool. But how do we prevent ourselves and the other descendants that come after us in this bloodline from having to go through the same thing in general, or having to go through the same thing without the tools? Boundaries. So it's almost like discovering new land, setting up shop, and then building a motherfucking fence around that hoe. The Great Wall of China. Understand? I discovered this shit. I did the work. I cut down all the trees. I built the buildings. I did everything I was supposed to do. Now I'm going to build me a big old wall to make sure that this shit is properly motherfucking protected, so that we don't double back. Thank you, D'Angelo. Thank y'all for the gifts and the love. I appreciate it. Okay? So, with family karmics specifically, breaking soul contracts, healing the bloodline, and then setting the boundaries to make sure that you are keeping safe all of the work that you've done. This is the thing when it comes to family karmics and healing the bloodline. This don't have nothing to do with the people that came before you. That includes who? Mama, daddy, granny, grandpa, auntie, uncle. They responsible for their fucking self. That don't have to do. Our job is not to come here and heal them. That's where a lot of us get fucked up. Myself included. That's where I kind of got stuck for a second when it came to healing generational curses and breaking generational cycles. I thought that my job was to go back and try to fix them people and get them to see it from my view and my lens. No. Everything that you do is for the next generation. It don't got shit to do with them. They responsible for their goddamn self. They got to do their own work. If they want to come up out of it, they got to bring themselves up out of it. You know what I'm saying? If they want to learn, they got to learn. If they want to get better, then they got to get better on their own. They got to want it for themselves. A lot of us, we get the knowledge, we start doing the work, we start seeing the progress, and the first thing that we want to do is we want to take it back to mama. We want to take it back to daddy. We want to take it back to grandma. And we want to sit down and give them a whole presentation. This is what I did. This is what we need to do. This is what's fucked up with our family. This is this. This is that. And then people is like, okay, the fuck you want me to do with this? Or they can't even see what the hell you talking about. They don't know what you said. You might as well be speaking a foreign damn language. They don't know what you talking about. You know, they have to want it for themselves. Period. The only thing that you can do for them is be an inspiration. Through you doing your work, it might, heavy on might, inspire them to do their work. But that's about all you can do. But them people who come after you, you are setting a whole new tone. Instead of passing down hurt, passing down pain, passing down anger, codependency, upset, addictions, more trauma, right? You're passing down gratitude, self-love, self-appreciation, confidence, emotional stability, financial stability, prioritizing health, prioritizing healthy mentality, abundance, prosperity. You know what I'm saying? You're passing down new things. So those people after you, they gonna eat good. They still gonna go through their shit. Because you are not coming to fix everything. Right? So the people after you, they still gonna have certain things that they're responsible to take care of as well. But they don't have to start where you started. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to start where you started. And not only that, you're passing down the tools to deal with it. So they're not starting from scratch. They don't have to go and figure it out the way that you had to figure it out. Because I know figuring it out alone is half the damn battle, bitch. God damn. Before you even get started, you got to figure the shit out. You got to go do research and look it up. And it's a headache. Head hurting. Just head thumping. You looking up under rugs and digging around in the basement and shit, trying to figure out what the fuck. Where is the hammer? Where is the tools? Right? They don't have to do all that. Because you're passing down tools. Right? You're passing down wisdom. Instead of heartache, instead of trauma, instead of being complacent. Because a lot of that old generation, baby, they is complacent. They don't even see a need to be doing all of this. What the fuck is you doing all that for? We don't see nothing wrong. We're perfectly fine. Right? Because they come from a place of survival. We are not a surviving generation. We are a generation that lives. There's a difference between living and surviving. Those generations had to survive, so they didn't have time to figure out how to live. Right? But it is set up for us, starting with some of Gen X, moving through the millennials, down to Gen Z, down to the next generations, right? It's set up for us to live. Period. And sometimes learning how to live takes just as much effort as surviving. Especially if you ain't never did that shit before. Reminding yourself that you don't have to look over your goddamn shoulder every 20 seconds takes a lot out of you. It challenges you in ways that you've never been challenged before. Right? Understanding that you get to create instead of just deal with what is already there. I don't have to just accept this shit. I can create some whole other shit. I don't have to just deal with the things that were given to me. I can go and make some new shit. If this is not good enough, I'm going to create something that's good enough. Right? We have that advantage. We have that ability. And because we're starting to embrace that, number one, through healing, active healing, which is daily. This is a daily thing. This is not something that you just wake up and do once a month. Okay? It's reminding yourself every day, I'm okay. I don't have to live in anxiety and depression and overthinking and being over fucking whelmed. I don't have to do that. That's a choice. Right? Understanding that a lot of these things that they dealt with were choices. I don't have to be depressed. I will have to choose to constantly be depressed. I don't have to have anxiety. I'll have to choose to constantly have anxiety. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to be broke. I have to choose to embrace that mentality and make that my reality. And I don't have to do that. I can make wealth my reality. I can make abundance my reality. I can make prosperity my reality. You know what I'm saying? So the older generation don't got shit to do with us. If anything, we're cleaning up their mess for the next generation. For ourselves and the next generation. Lead them people, you gotta leave them behind and let them figure it out for themselves. Does it suck? Hell yeah. Who the fuck want to leave their mama behind or their grandma or whoever? Nobody want to do that. So of course it sucks. But it's necessary, because if you don't, you gonna be arguing with the wall and fighting with the goddamn invisible ghost for the rest of your damn life. And then when they leave, you gonna look up and have what accomplished? I told y'all when we did the reading yesterday, some of these elders have to leave here because they holding up the fucking line. Energetically, they're holding up the line. They're making it hard. They're making it difficult for us to do what we supposed to be doing, because a lot of them are fucking stubborn. They stuck in their ways. They become complacent. They're settled into their bullshit. And they fucking it up for us trying to do the work. Some of them got to go. That's why we see a lot of our elders leaving. I also told y'all that we're going to start seeing millennials, starting with millennials and some of Gen X that's doing the work, right? Some of Gen X into the millennials, into Gen Z, and so on and so forth. We're going to start seeing longer lifespans come back. Because as you are breaking soul contracts, healing bloodlines, and setting boundaries, you are extending the quality of life. Now, the goal is to leave here. Don't get it fucked up. The goal is not to stay, right? But you'll get to a place where you have the option. I get to leave when I want. And being elderly is not going to look like it once did. This is why you see, again, starting with some of Gen X into the millennials, we don't look the ages that we are. And that's because a lot of what was aging those prior generations was the trauma, was the pain, the heartache. That shit takes a toll on you. It takes a toll on your body. It takes a toll on your mental. You cannot look and appear youthful when you are dying inside. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the heart, me. You know what I'm saying? It's not possible. That's why we see some of these motherfuckers, they be like, yeah, I'm 21. I'm like, 21 what? And dog years? Decades? Ain't no way you fucking 21. You're lying to me. 21 of what? Ain't no motherfucking way. If you meet some of these elders that look very young, I just seen a lady go across my For You page yesterday, and she was 75, and she didn't look older than 50. She was 75 years old. And she came in dancing and moving and all of these different things, and was beautiful and was glowing and was gorgeous. And you can tell that her soul was in a different place than a lot of the other people in her generation, which is why she looks so youthful, which is why she's able to get up and move. Her mental is different. Everything is mental first, because the mind is directly connected to what? The spirit, the soul, the spiritual realm, right? Those elders who are always moving, who always getting up and doing stuff, who still keep that youthfulness about them, they look like it. They look like it. You know what I'm saying? Gen X, millennials, baby, we play all day. We wake up playing, we go to sleep playing. They be trying to talk about us now, talking about we need to grow up. Woo-hoo. We not growing shit up. What are you talking about? We still watching cartoons and eating cereal, walking around looking like Winnie the Pooh in the house. We don't give a fuck. What are you talking about? We still having fun, playing with go-karts and Yu-Gi-Oh cards and all types of shit. We don't give a damn. And this is why we're not aging. Not only that, we're doing the work. We're going into those deep, deep parts of our energy, of our childhood, of our bloodline, and we're healing. And it's starting to show. We're taking care of ourselves. We in the gym, we working out, we're changing our eating habits. Now, every day is not a good day when it comes to them eating habits, but it's more good days than bad. You know what I'm saying? We gonna fuck up a salad. That's one thing I know about a millennial. A millennial gonna fuck up a salad, baby. You ain't even gotta worry about it. You ain't gotta worry about it. We gonna fuck that salad up. We gonna eat that thing. Because one thing about it is we had to eat our vegetables. Okay? We grew up on vegetables. We gonna fuck that salad up. You listen. Gen X too, yes. Gen X, y'all gonna fuck up a salad. Absolutely. We not even gonna play with it. We gonna eat that damn salad, and it's gonna be good. We gonna eat them fruits. We love some fruits. we love us some fruits. Fruits and veggies. Thank you. Yeah. We'll take that. Yeah. We gonna go to the gym. We gonna work out. We gonna take our vitamins and our supplements. We gonna take care of that skin. You know what I'm saying? We gonna go outside because we was raised outside. We gonna go outside. We gonna get that vitamin D from that sun. We gonna sit in that sun, and we gonna drink water. You got that right. We gonna drink that water. I don't understand these generations don't like water. What you mean you don't like water? I seen somebody say water was nasty. I said water it's nasty. I don't want to go in the bathroom after you. That's what's gonna be nasty. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go in that restroom when you get finished. What you mean? If the water is nasty? Child. Anywho, let's do a quick recap. Yeah, they say they don't like water. I mean, just burn your eyelids off, eyebrows gone. Try, listen. Okay, so Karmic family. Let's do a Karmic family recap, and then we're gonna get into friendships. No, we're gonna go relationships first, and then we're gonna go friendships. So Karmic family. Karmic family can be your parents, your siblings, caretakers, or guardians. This could be the person who raised you, the home that you grew up in, whether it was adopted family whether it was grandma, auntie, whoever took care of you, and then extended family. Extended family can be cousins, aunts, uncles, whoever, right? When we say family, we're always talking about blood relatives, okay? Blood relatives. I should have put relatives, because I believe family you choose and relatives you kind of stuck with. But whatever, for content purposes, blood relatives, okay? It is often tied to generational curses or generational cycles. So when we say generational curses, we're not just talking about traumas that are on the bloodline and things of that nature. Some of y'all family members have actually been cursed. I really want y'all to understand that. Some of y'all have people in y'all family that came before you that literally were cursed. Now, y'all got to remember, when we're talking about the bloodline, we're talking about the bloodline. We're not just talking about the recent 2 generations, your grandma and great-grandma. We talking about your greats, your great-greats, your great-great-greats, your great-great-great-great, as far back as we could go. The further back we go, the more magic was present. Right? The closer we get, it became more religious. Further back we go, baby, we was dealing with spirituality. Heavy. So we was dealing with magic. Hoodoo for my Black Americans. Vadoon for my Caribbeans. Santeria for my Latinos and Hispanics. Ifa for my Africans. Okay? We was dealing with that shit. The shit that we getting back into now, tapping back into, which is also a part of healing the bloodline, is tapping back into your magic. Stop being pussy when it comes to your magic. It's like leaving money on the table. It's like leaving money on the table. What the fuck? It's like asking for answers and then the answer coming, you be like, no, never mind. Stop being pussy when it comes to your magic. Tap into it. Religion was created to mask the magic. That's why a lot of us have moved the fuck away from religion. That was the first stage of some of our awakenings, was getting the fuck up out of that bullshit there. And staying away from it. That's why I say you can't worry about them people that came before you, because a lot of them motherfuckers still stuck in the church. They still in there giving Jesus their money, their time, their energy, and their effort. You gotta let that go. You gotta let them go. Tap back into your motherfucking magic. The majority of your magic is hidden in your bloodline. The majority of your magic is hidden in your bloodline. This is why you have to break the soul contracts and heal the bloodline so that you can restore the magic. Get back into it. Reactivate that thing and use it to your advantage. What the fuck is the point? That's like Spider-Man not using his webs to get through traffic. If I had a spider web, you think I'm gonna sit in traffic? Bitch, building for building. What? You think I'm walking anywhere? No. If y'all ever seen the movie Bruce Almighty, when he got the powers and shit, he was sitting in traffic and he was like, hold up. What the fuck am I sitting in this traffic for? And parted that bitch and all the motherfucking cars moved out the way. Problems, issues, things that you don't have to deal with. Use your magic. That's what you got it for, boo. Okay? That's what you got it for. That's the purpose. So, the purpose of the karmic family is to help us break soul contracts, heal the bloodline, and set boundaries. Healing and dealing with the family karmics, shadow work, childhood trauma healing. That's how you achieve this. shadow work, childhood trauma healing, and I'm going to also throw in ancestor veneration. If you're not working with your ancestors, I don't know what the fuck you doing. If you're not working with your peoples, what are you doing? That's like getting in the car and you got a GPS and you don't know where you're going, but you don't turn the GPS on. That don't make sense. Tap in with your people. They are there. They've been there. They're not going nowhere. Utilize them. Ancestors are meant to be used, not misused. Don't pimp them out, take advantage, but utilize them in the purpose that they're supposed to be used, which is to be that GPS. If y'all seen the movie Eagle Eye was that smart ass system. It was connected to all the satellites, all the cameras, all the cars. That bitch was connected to every motherfucking thing. And that man was trapped in that building. She said, in 10 seconds, I want you to duck. He was like, what? Duck for fucking what? All of a sudden, goddamn crane came crashed through the motherfucking building in exactly 10 seconds. Then she said, jump out the window. Jump on the train. Do this, do that. She could see every motherfucking thing. That's what it looks like to be connected to your spirit team. They work in divine connection with your intuition, aka the higher self. Understand that the higher self, the soul, is within you, but it also sits and lives on a different dimension. We come into this realm disconnected from higher self. It's in there, but it's buried in there. They want us to be more connected to ego or our earthly shell. This is our earthly shell. It's like being more connected to your car than you are yourself. Like you're not the one in control of the motherfucking car. Right? So the way to get into breaking family karmics, shadow work, childhood trauma healing, ancestor veneration. Okay? Alright, screenshot this. Let me know when you finish. And then we're going to move on to karmic relationships. Thumbs up in the chat when you have it all written down or screenshot it so we can move on. Shout out to everybody that's been gifting. Again, for every galaxy, you receive a free 10-card reading for those who are interested in that. All gifts are appreciated, not mandatory. Thank you for the likes and the shares as well. All of that does help. If you do have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. My moderators will pin it. And once I see it, I will answer the questions as they come in. Alright, so I see thumbs up for the majority. So let's go ahead and move on to karmic relationships. So we start with karmic family because we start with childhood, right? That's our first introduction to this realm. That's what kind of sets the tone. So we started there. And then we're going to move on to relationships and friendships. So I'm just going to put karmic connections. And that's going to be for romantic and platonic. Alright. Karmic connections. Alright. This is going to be for romantic relationships or connections and friendships. Okay? Now, when it comes to karmic connections, they always start quickly. Which means you connect to these people very fast. Very fast. Like, again, almost like no time has passed in between. You met them. You connected. It was all she wrote. They feel destined, right? This feels like destiny. Oh, I was meant to connect with this person. I was meant to meet them. I met them and they were just the one for me since day one. I knew that they were the one for me, right? But then they become chaotic. It quickly changes. It quickly changes, all right? That rude awakening comes fast. They also come with confusion. I tell y'all all the time, any connection that is meant to be in your life will never be confusing to you. It will always be direct. You will never have to worry or ask 1,000 questions. Is this my person? Is this supposed to be this? Is this supposed to be that? What are we? No. It doesn't come with confusion. All right? So confusion is a red flag. It becoming chaotic is a red flag. Okay? These are things that you need to watch out for. It's full of highs and lows. And these are drastic highs and lows. It's either super high or it's hella low. Ain't no in between. Ain't no middle ground. Usually up here or it's in hell. Sometimes there is obsession. Whether you are obsessed with that person or they are obsessed with you or y'all are obsessed with each other. Okay? Obsession is not flattery. Especially when it's toxic. Obsession is not cute. I really want y'all to get that because a lot of y'all be missing that and that's why y'all be connected to these bozos for so motherfucking long. Okay? Obsession is not cute. You can like somebody, you can love somebody, but obsession is a whole different ball game, and ain't nothing about that shit cute. Period. All right. We also have trauma bonding. Your mom wasn't shit. My mom wasn't shit either. Your dad walked out on you. My dad walked out on me too. That bad thing happened to you. That bad thing happened to me too. That's so crazy. I knew we were supposed to be together. I knew we were destined. It's my twin flame. You know, y'all just start throwing words out there that y'all don't even know what it means. It's my twin flame. We all been through the same shit. We went through all the same experiences in life. Okay. Emotional manipulation. Again, this is not just romantic. Some of y'all meet friends that possess all of these qualities and characteristics as well. Besties, twin, we locked in, all that bullshit. And they be just as karmic as they come. I don't care if they was there for you and let you sleep on their couch or saved you from being homeless or they was your baby's godmama or daddy. I don't give a damn. If the shit is karmic, the shit is karmic. It is what it is. Codependency. This could be emotional codependency, mental codependency, financial codependency, codependency in love, codependency in confidence, codependency when it comes to believing in yourself. I gotta call this person and run every idea past them just to make sure that it sounds good and it's good, and I gotta get their opinion, and that's codependency. Thank you, Thomas. Let's get some other words up here. These are gonna help y'all identify. Right? Jealousy. Especially when it comes to friendship connection. That's when you know they're karmic. That motherfucker jealous. Y'all be knowing motherfuckers is jealous of you and you still be around them. It's strange. It's strange. Once you know, this what I say, once you learn a lesson, once you see it for what it is, get the fuck up out of there. Y'all be seeing that motherfucker's jealous. This is also for karmic romantic relationships too. Sometimes y'all be in relationship with people who are jealous of you. I don't care if you a woman or not, if you a man or not. That woman be jealous of your ass. Or that man be jealous of you. The hell? Betrayal. They betray you. Betray you in some type of way, go behind your back, lie on you, scheming, talking about your business with somebody else, in a group chat with somebody else, making you the topic of discussion, so on and so forth. This is one. Competition. Should never be competing with anybody in your life. Friend or not, romantic or not, you might not even fucking know them. We don't compete with nobody. Ain't no competition out this bitch. The only person I'm competing with is myself from yesterday. Me and that bitch got beef. Myself from last week. I don't even know that hoe no more. That should be the only competition. These motherfuckers coming into y'all lives trying to compete with y'all is strange. Guilt trips. Always trying to make you feel bad. Always trying to manipulate you emotionally so that you feel whatever they want you to feel in order for them to get whatever they're trying to get from you. Hey, Crystal. You know what I'm saying? Always trying to play on your emotions, play on your heartstrings. Damn devils. That's what they is. They devils. Some of them are controlling. Controlling in nature. They want you to do what they want you to do. They want you to be who they want you to be. They want you to talk to who they want you to talk to. They want you to like who they want you to like. Some of y'all got them friends that's like, well, I don't like that person, so I don't want you to like that person. Now, it's a difference between you did my friend dirty as hell, you did some foul shit, and I can't even fuck with you off that, just off principle. Versus that person just don't want nobody else to have access to you, so they don't like them. It's a difference. You know what I'm saying? Because I stand on business when it comes to people doing strange shit towards my friends and family and loved ones. You're not going to fuck them over and then think I'm going to smile in your face and be buddy best friends with you. Now that's why. Right? But if you ain't did shit and this motherfucker just trying to be controlling, that's the difference. I don't want you to talk to these certain people. I don't want you to be around these certain people. I don't want you to work this type of job. I don't want you to have these types of clothes on. There's a difference between somebody saying, hey, I just don't think that those clothes are aesthetically pleasing. I want you to look your best. And I just don't feel like you're your best when you have that on. It's the difference between that coming from a genuine place and somebody just wanting to control what you wear and try to convince you that, you know, you don't look right and all of these other types of things, right? Okay? So the purpose of karmic friends and relationships, you want to start with relationships first. Karmic relationships are to teach you, number one, self-worth. Teach you how to value yourself, how to believe in yourself, how to love yourself, how to cherish yourself. Understanding what you are worthy of, what you are deserving of, what you shouldn't be tolerating, what you shouldn't be putting up with. Just like family karmics, it's also to teach you boundaries. How do I need to properly protect myself? Am I properly protecting myself? In what areas do I lack protection? Because if I was protecting myself in a certain way, that motherfucker wouldn't have even been able to get in. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't have a lock on the back door, of course they got their ass in here. Period. If I ain't have no locked gate or fence around my shit, of course they showed up to my front door and are on my property. It is what it is. So boundaries. Also here to teach you self-love, which is one of the most important lessons here. And how to love on yourself unconditionally. There are no conditions when it comes to you loving on yourself. Thank you, Gypsy. I appreciate you, my love. You are the only person in your life that you love with no conditions. Everybody else has conditions. Hello? Everybody else is conditional. If you treat me like shit, bitch, you gotta go. You don't get no love. If you doing X, Y, and Z, you gotta go. You get no love. Like Faith Evans say. Alright? But in my own life, when it comes to me and the relationship that I have with myself, thank you, my love, I have a responsibility to love myself through everything, no matter what. Because that's the only way I'm going to get through it. That's the only way I'm going to see the other side. Here to teach us how to properly detach. Detachment is something that you must learn to do. Detachment is so important. A lot of people look at detachment as a negative thing. You gotta learn when to let some shit go, when to go your separate way, when to break the fuck away from something, when to make a goddamn U-turn, exit stage left or right, get the fuck out of Dodge. You gotta know. Okay? You cannot be, what is the opposite of detached? Attached. You can't be attached to any and everything. Period. So you have to learn how to detach. How do I learn to detach? Well, I have to first be attached to something that isn't worthy of my attachment in order for me to learn when to detach. This is why karmic relationships are important. This is why you have to go through them. so that you can be put in that situation, in that scenario, with that energy, with that type of person, with that type of connection, and learn in real time when enough is enough and when it's time to fucking go. Thank you for the heart, me. You only know that when you get into something that requires that. Everybody can provide lip service and say, oh, if I was you, I would have blah, 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 blah. Well, you're not me. You know what I'm saying? You're not me. You didn't go through what I went through. You can speak on whatever you want to speak on as much as you want, but it won't be valid until you actually experience that thing that you're speaking on. So detachment is an important lesson, not only for romantic connections, but for friendships. Friendships overstay their welcome just as much as romantic connections. And I put these two together because friendships and relationships, romantic relationships, are one and the same. You got the same feelings and emotions in both of those connections. You should be treating your friendships just like you treat your relationships. The only difference is you're fucking and sucking one and not the other. That's literally the only thing. Everything else is the same. Especially the closer you get to a person through a friend, through friendship, it's the same shit. Same energy, same emotions going into it. This is why when you lose friends, I don't like to say lose, because anything that leaves your life was supposed to go. But when certain friendships end, it hit the same as if you and your man broke up or you and your lady broke up. That shit hit the same. Because it's in the same realm of feelings and emotions. Again, the only thing that's missing is the sexual intimacy. But intimacy itself is a huge part of friendships. Now, I'm not talking about acquaintances and associates and high and by-ass people. Okay? Thank you for the roses. We're talking about friends, sisters. That's my brother. You know what I'm saying? All that shit is the same. So knowing when to detach, knowing when a friendship has ended is very important, because some of us stay friends with the wrong people for too long, past the lesson time, past the required time, and then we wonder why shit is toxic around here. All right? So this is dealing with relationship karmics. Now, when it comes to friendship karmics, the purpose is to teach you, number one, discernment. I got to be able to start discerning who is supposed to be in my life on that level, who I'm supposed to let close to me on that level, and who is not supposed to be that close to me. Who is supposed to stay in the associate acquaintance zone, and who is supposed to get promoted to friend, sister, brother, cousin, family. Everybody is not supposed to get that promotion to the next level. We be out here promoting anybody. Fuck that. Okay? Self-respect. Self-respect. Do I respect myself enough? Because if I chose you and you're bummy, that reflects on how I view myself. That's why the old people say birds of a feather. And I see a lot of people get mad at that. Just because I hang out with somebody that does blah, 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 don't mean that I do it. Don't mean, Baby, why is you hanging out with somebody that's like that in the first place? That speaks on how you feel about yourself, how you view yourself. The respect that you have for yourself. Period. And the more work you do on yourself, your friendships change whether you purposefully want them to or not. You don't attract the same people no more. Them old motherfuckers that you was friends with, baby, they don't do it for you no more. Thank you, Frost. I appreciate it. They don't do it for you no more. You don't feel it. It's like, that's why a lot of people go into isolation. We not even on the same wavelength no more, baby. We don't got nothing in common. I'm over here working on myself and you out here popping pussy. Or hoeing around. You know what I'm saying? Or just doing some wild shit. We not in the same realm of things no more. Another thing that it teaches you, reciprocity. Reciprocity. Being equally yoked with the people that you consider friends. Are you giving and putting into this just as much as I give and put in? When you call me, I answer. When I call you, do you answer? Do you show up in the same ways that I show up? You know what I'm saying? Do you do for me on the level that I do for you? It don't matter that it doesn't matter if we show up in different ways. Maybe I'm the gifter and you're the emotional one, but we're still coming in 50-50. You know what I'm saying? I might buy you a little toy or a little gift or something. Because that's my love language. That's how I show up for you. But you always answer that phone. You always make sure I'm good. You always put together a little meal, a little care package, or you fix me a little something to eat when I'm down. You know what I'm saying? Reciprocity. Are we equally yoked? Friendships have to be equally yoked just like relationships do. You should not be friends with motherfuckers who are not showing up and putting in the same amount of energy that you're putting in. And on the flip side, because it's not always other people coming in to be the karmic to us. Sometimes we come in to be the karmic to people as well. And that's a lesson within itself as well. We're not always just on the receiving end. Sometimes we're the one putting out the toxicity. That's a lesson as well. That's a part of a karmic lesson as well. Learning how to treat people. I was not always the victim. I was the villain just as much as I was the goddamn victim. And we got to be real with ourselves when it comes to the things that we do to others as well. I didn't always show reciprocity in my friendships. I wasn't always there for people the way that they was there for me. I've been selfish a lot. You know what I'm saying? Period. So you have to be real with yourself, because we can all dance on both sides of this motherfucking line. And both sides have lessons to be learned. Okay? So let's do a quick recap for karmic relationships and friendships. Make sure y'all can see. Okay, there we go. All right. So, karmic connections, romantic connections, and friendship connections. Okay? If you have questions, give me 2 seconds and I'm going to answer them. I promise. Most of these connections start very quickly. They develop very quickly. You meet the person, you fall in love, you fall in like, whatever the case is. It picks up usually from day one. First time on the phone, first time meeting each other, first time going out, hanging out, whatever. Okay? It feels destined. It feels like this person was sent to me. Thank you for the roses, my love. This person was sent to me. I was supposed to be around them. I was supposed to find them. Blah, 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 blah. Right? But then it quickly starts to become chaotic. It quickly starts to turn toxic. Right? It starts to bring in confusion. Confusion starts to come from this connection or this situation. There are highs, meaning things start off really, really good, and then it goes to hell. It just drops the fuck down and just gets crazy. Okay, because some of that got scratched off. All right. Some of them come with obsession. Either you get obsessive or the person gets obsessive. Take it how it resonates, okay? It may be different for certain situations. Maybe one situation you was obsessed, the other one they was obsessed. Take it how it resonates. Be real with yourself. Trauma bonding can be a part of it as well. Okay? Oh, that happened to you. That happened to me too. Oh, you went through that terrible, awful. I went through that terrible, awful too. Right? And you kind of find yourselves becoming connected even more through these horrible experiences. All right? Emotional manipulation. Playing on your emotions, playing on your feelings, playing with your heart, tugging on them heartstrings. Okay? Codependency, emotional codependency, mental codependency, confidential codependency when it comes to your confidence, when it comes to your appearance, when it comes to your worth, when it comes to your values, so on and so forth, when it comes to your finances, okay? You become codependent, okay? Jealousy could be present. The motherfuckers be jealous. Alright, they be real jelly of you, what you have, what you doing, your aura, your energy. You might not have shit, but just the fact that you are who you are, the way that you present yourself to the world, the way that the world receives you is sometimes enough for a person to hate, to not like you, to be jealous, to have secret animosity, which usually leads to betrayal. Talking behind your back, playing on your top. You know what I'm saying? Selling you out to the ops. Holding group chats and conversations behind your back about you. Going and telling your business to motherfuckers who don't know you. You know what I'm saying? Fuck them. Competition. They want to be in competition with you. Everything is a damn competition. Oh, you got that? I got that too. Well, I did this first. Well, I can do it better. Mine look better. You got that from me. You stole that from me. It's like, girl, what the fuck are you talking about? How I steal a ponytail from you? It's a ponytail. Did you invent ponytails, bitch? You know what I'm saying? Oh, you went and you bought that shirt because you seen I bought this shirt. Nigga, it's a shirt. Are you okay? You know, just strange things. Oh, you want to be in IT because you see that I'm in IT. Bitch, I'm trying to get a check. I don't know what you're talking about. They try to guilt trip you. Again, playing on them heartstrings. Trying to make you feel some type of way so that they can take advantage of you. Girl, people be petty. They be mad over the most simplistic shit. I'm trying to tell you. I had a cousin who this is the thing with friendships as well, karmic connections and friendships. It could be family too, because, we build friendships with some of our family members. I had a cousin that was always weirdly in competition with me, and I didn't see it at first because I was blind. I just, I can't see, I'm blind. I was not paying attention, okay? And one day that hoe came up to me and said, because I had my hair in a natural ponytail. Mind you, I've been natural my whole life. Outside of braids, my hair is natural 100%. So I had a natural curly ponytail, and that hoe said, oh, look who want to wear ponytails now. I said, bitch, what the fuck are you talking about? Mind you, this hoe is a hairdresser, and she always has a wig and a weave in her head. No tea, no shade, that's your business. But how the fuck am I copying you and my hair is my hair, bitch? What the fuck are you talking about? After that, I started looking at her funny. Like, hold the fuck up. I flat out asked her one day, are you in competition with me? Do you feel like this is I had to ask her. And that's when I had to start learning a lot of these things. Controlling. These people become controlling. They want to control you. They want to control who has access to you. They want to control who you talk to, who you deal with, who you friends with, where you work, where you go, how long you there. You know what I'm saying? What circles you in. Just strange. All right? So relationship karmics come and teach us self-worth, how to value ourselves, how to love on ourselves with self-love, how to implement proper boundaries so that we are not finding connections with people, relationships with people who are beneath us energetically, right? Who should not be in our space, who are not worthy or deserving to know us in that capacity, right? Also, when it comes to detachment, you got to learn how to detach. Detachment is a skill that you must have. Detachment is a skill that you must have. We're not talking about toxic detachment, you know what I'm saying? Just throwing everybody in the trash because you don't know how to deal with it. We're talking about knowing when your stay has been overstayed. When you've overstayed your goddamn welcome, where enough is enough, where you need to unhook your goddamn buggy from their horse and go the fuck somewhere else. That shit is important. It is a skill. Alright? When it comes to friendships, karmic friendships teach you discernment. You got to know who gets access to you on a friendship level. Some of y'all using that friend word, that sister word, that brother word a little too freely. Everybody don't deserve that version of you. And you got to know discernment. You got to be able to see through the bullshit. Because some people want to get close to you because they can see your energy. They can see your aura. They can see where you're headed. They can see where you're going. They can see what you're about to have. They can see how life is about to shape for you. And they want to get in on that. Hello? You got to have discernment. You got to be able to see through all of that. All right? Self-respect. Based on who I allow to have access to me shows how much I respect and value myself. If I truly respect and value myself, I will not be accessible to any and everybody. It's just not going to work. It's not going to happen. If I truly love and care for myself, I'm not just going to be in any space with anybody doing anything. It's just not going to fucking happen. Right? And then reciprocity. Is it 50-50 in everything and all the connections that I have? Are you putting in just as much as I'm putting in? Are you doing just as much as I'm doing? We don't got to be doing the same thing, but are we giving the same effort? Are we giving the same amount of love? Everybody loves different. Everybody's effort looks different. But is it there? Like I said, your love language may be gift giving. That person's love language may be quality time. But are you putting in the same amount of effort? Love languages exist when it comes to friendships as well. Do you know your friend's love language? Do you know your love language when it comes to friendships? You need to know these things so that you can be alert on if you are equally yoked. Because if I'm a gift giver, right? If gift giving is my thing when it comes to my friends, but my friend is more of a quality time person, I may think that that person don't really love me because they're not giving me gifts. But that's not their thing. Right? So I need to go communicate to that person, hey, I realized that we're kind of different when it comes to blah, 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 blah. We need to have a little conversation so that we can be on the same page. Same thing with relationships. Thank you for the roses, my love. Same thing with relationships. We need to be equally yoked, so we need to have a little conversation. Okay? All right, go ahead and screenshot this. And then we're going to go through some ways of how to identify karmic connections. And how to move on from karmic connections. Thumbs up in the chat when you have everything written down or screenshotted. Thank y'all for the gifts. I appreciate it. Feel free to click on my name right here at the top and look at my gift gallery and send some gifts according to what you see in the gift gallery. That would be awesome. Shout out to everybody who's gifted so far. All of the shares, likes, and comments. It is much appreciated. If you do have questions in the comments that I did not see yet, I will do a review at the end and I'll go through all of the questions. So feel free to copy it or hold it. Thank you. All right, I saw a lot of thumbs up, so I'm assuming we good on this. All right. If this is your first time in my live, feel free to drop a heart in the comments. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for joining. If you are an OG, triple OG, go ahead and drop that 100 in the comments and let them know how we get down over this motherfucker. For you time at. Alright. Alright, I see a lot of newbies. Okay, shout out to the newbies. Thank you for joining. Welcome in. Make sure you follow so this is not your last time. Shout out to y'all. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I appreciate it. And I hope that you're getting something from this lesson. We do lessons at least once a week. I try to do a lesson over here. All right, let's go through identifying karmic connections. We're gonna go through some quick ways. Of course, some of the characteristics and details that we wrote down are ways to identify, but I'm also gonna be a little bit more specific real quick, okay? So, how to identify karmics. Questions that need answers. All right. First thing is to ask yourself, do I feel drained, anxious, or confused? Do I feel drained, anxious, or confused? Second question. Have I repeated this cycle with the same person or someone different? I'm gonna put someone else. Meaning, have I been here before? Have I experienced this before? Whether this has been with the same person or whether this has been with a completely new person, is the experience the same? Like I said before, if you do not learn the lesson, it will reoccur. You cannot escape it until you learn it. Simple as that. Next question. Is this person pushing my emotional buttons or boundaries? In other words, this motherfucker playing on my top. Period. Let me cut this light on. It's getting dark in this motherfucker. Hopefully y'all can see it a little bit better too. Alright, cool. Is this motherfucker playing on my top? Is they playing with me in my face? Next question. Are there any red flags that I ignored? Because when we be in it, baby, we be in it. We be in it. We don't be paying attention to them goddamn red flags, and red flags be looking purple. Okay? Next question. Do I feel like I can't let go even though it's hurting me? Do I feel like I can't let go even though this shit is hurting me? I know that this motherfucker is trying me. I know that this shit is causing me to feel all of these negative emotions and feelings and whatever else. I know it. I know that I'm experiencing heartache and pain and all of these other things. But it's hard for me to let go. Yeah, baby, that's because it's karmic. You don't have to force yourself. Thank you, my love, for the roses. You have to push yourself up out of this shit. Alright? Last one, I'm going to squeeze it at the bottom because I want to use the other side of the board. Is it showing me what I need to heal? Karmics are always going to show you the things you need to heal, the things you need to fix. It's almost like it's gonna put up a mirror in front of your damn face. Be like, hey, remember this? Yeah, it's time to handle that shit. Remember this? Yeah, it's time to do something about it. Okay? So do I feel drained, anxious, or confused? Because you shouldn't feel like that in no type of connection, whether it's romantic, whether it's platonic, whether it's your family connection. You should not feel any of those feelings if this is something for you. Have I repeated this cycle with the same person or somebody else? Do I keep finding myself dealing with the same type of shit with the same type of people? If so, this shit is karmic. There's a lesson in this, and until I address it for what it is and learn this lesson, I will continue to meet these types of people or have these types of experiences. Point blank, period. Is this person pushing my emotional buttons or boundaries? Are they trying me? Pushing me to the limit. Not because they in it to win it either. Are they pushing me to the edge? About to lose my head. Alright? Are there any red flags that I ignored? This one gonna make you be real with yourself. This one comes with accountability. Because if I ignored it, if I chose to not see it, if I chose to not acknowledge it, that's on me. That's a me problem. Yes, that person may not be shit, But I allowed that ancient person to be around me for far too long because I chose to ignore the ain't shit within them. Hello? Thank you for the beans, my love. Right? Do I feel like I can't let go even though it's hurting me? I know this shit is fucking me up. I know I'm not benefiting from this at all in the least bit. I know nothing positive is coming from this. And still, I find it hard to walk away. I find it hard to let go. Is it showing me what I need to heal? Is this connection revealing things to me that I need to work on, that I need to deal with, that I need to address, that I haven't? Because we love to ignore shit. We love to act like certain things is not what they are. Thank you for the beans, my love. We love to, play blind. Right? But them karmics, they come and they put that mirror in front of your face. And all them things that you try to ignore and you try to live with and you try to just cope with or, whatever. Try to throw away, not acknowledge. They gonna bring that shit the fuck back up and put it in your face to the point where you can't ignore it. There's no avoiding it. Okay? Alright, how to overcome romantic karmics. I'm gonna come back to this side so y'all can screenshot it in a second. Overcoming romantic karmics. First thing to do, break the trauma bond. Break the trauma bond. It's not enough to connect with somebody just over trauma. It's not enough. You'll know that it's a trauma bond because all you have common with that person is trauma. For the most part, that's all y'all have in common. You may have a couple of other little things, but for the most part, what the relationship is built upon, what y'all really connected on, is the shared experiences that y'all went through. Stop confusing intensity with love. Just because it's intense does not mean it's love. Just because it's intense does not mean it's love. I'm going to let that one breathe a little bit because I feel like... Hello? Just because it come in strong and it's all hot and steamy, don't mean it's love. Oh, we have all these things in common and this person just gets me. That don't mean it's love. We see each other every day and we talk on the phone and we fall asleep on the phone. It don't mean it's love. We go out all the time and they buy me this and they buy me that and they take care of me and they ask me how was my day. It don't mean it's love. Okay? Journaling and self-conversations are going to be important. Y'all don't talk to yourselves enough. Y'all don't talk to yourselves enough. Understanding that higher self is a part of you. So when you're talking to yourself, that soul is listening and then giving you answers in that moment in real time. Thank you, my love. Thank you, Angel. So when you bring those things to yourself and you talk out loud, thank you for the heart me, and you have those conversations with yourself, higher self is going to answer you. Is this a connection for me? Is this a connection I should be in? Is this somebody I should be intertwined with? So on and so forth. Hold on, y'all. This phone about to die. Hold on. Okay. Right? Journaling is another way to communicate with higher self. It's also a way to get some of the things out of your head, because a lot of times we overthink when it comes to these connections. And if everything is stuck in my head, I'm not making any space or any room for answers. If everything I'm dealing with is up here, how am I going to sort through it? How am I going to figure it out? How am I going to get to the next part of this? So journaling, conversing with yourself, number one, it keeps it private. Everybody don't gotta be in your business. They don't gotta know what the fuck going on. That's number one. Number two, you allow space for the answers to come through and to flow. Okay? Practicing self-love. Doing for yourself, taking yourself out. Self-care. I'm going to put self-care as well. Right? Investing into yourself emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually. You should be spending more time with yourself in a week than you do with other people. You should never be in these relationships where every single day, especially in the beginning of these relationships, and if you live with a person, y'all been together for a while, it's kind of different. But when you just getting to know these people, you should not be spending every single day with these people. This is how y'all go so fast and so quickly into things, and you barely know this motherfucker. Spending time with yourself and still investing into yourself is going to give you the space you need, just in case higher self got to pull you to the side and be like, hold up, bitch. Hold up, bruh. That ain't what you think it is. Right? This is where that obsession comes from. Take some time. You don't got to see a motherfucker every day. You can like them as much as you fucking want. Take some motherfucking time. Last one for romantic karmics is affirmations. The way that you affirm yourself, the way that you talk to yourself. I'm going to partner this with glamour magic. Glamour magic is that girl. Glamour magic is nothing more than looking in the mirror and talking that good shit to yourself. You look so motherfucking good. That body is snatched. Do you hear me? Face clear, ass fat, stomach flat, pockets fat. Hello. You know what I'm saying? Talking and speaking life into yourself. It aligns directly with affirmations. When you put it on your products, I don't know if y'all like me, when I put on my products, so after I get out the shower or when I get ready to start my day, I'm doing a lot of it in the mirror. I love me a mirror. Okay, could be the Gemini me, I don't know. But I love me a mirror. And I talk to my products. If I'm putting on my facial products or whatever it's for, I'm so happy and grateful that this product smooths out my pores and does blah, 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 and whatever. I'm so happy that this product moisturizes. Thank you for the roses. Moisturizes my face and allows me to glow from the inside out and whatever. I'm so happy and grateful that this water, every time I drink it, it hydrates my whole body and flushes out my system and whoop-de-whoop, wop-de-wop. You know what I'm saying? Speak to everything. Again, tapping back into that magic. Activating the properties and the things that you're using. You are the magic. And when you speak to those things, you are invoking the properties in those things to work the way that you want it to work. Okay? Alright. Let's do family, overcoming family karmics. Number 1, distance yourself without guilt. Can you hear me? Loud and clear? Is this thing on? Walk away without guilt tripping yourself. You're not a bad person because you had to walk away. You're not a bad relative, a bad daughter, son, cousin, sibling. It don't make you a bad person because you chose to protect yourself and your sanity. Understand that, overstand that. Second thing, reflecting. Was I overgiving? Was I over-explaining? Hello? Or ignoring my intuition? Was I overgiving to these motherfuckers? Even though they was treating me how they was treating me, even though they was acting towards me how they was acting towards me, was I still doing the motherfucking most? Trying to show up. Trying to be there. Trying to be the best daughter, the best son, the best sibling, the best cousin, the best niece and nephew, whatever. Was I over-explaining myself? I don't owe these niggas no explanation of what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and why I'm doing it. Was I ignoring my intuition? I saw what I saw. I knew what I knew. I didn't listen. Why? Last thing with this one is learning to pour into what pours into you. I'm only giving and investing into what gives and invests into me. That's it. That's it and that's all. That's it and that's all. Setting boundaries. Setting boundaries with the motherfuckers. Mama, no, I can't pay your rent this month. No, I can't take you to the store. You got other kids. No, I can't come do things for you and then you cuss me out. No, you can't live in my house. Yes, I know that you took care of me my whole life. Thank you so much. That's what you're supposed to do. But you cannot live in my house. No, you cannot talk to me like that. I don't care if you birthed me or not. Boundaries. It is what it is. And all of these goes for friendships as well. That's why I haven't done friendships, because apply all of these to friendships as well. recognizing toxic patterns. Some of them patterns was passed down, going back into generational curses. So I need to recognize what the patterns are. Abuse, patterns of silence, not speaking my truth, not giving myself permission to speak my truth. Poverty is a pattern. Brokenness of the mind, brokenness of the spirit, brokenness of the physical, spiritual. Period. Last one. Inner child healing. Free that inner child. Give them the space and the room to be who they are, to live free. Don't try to hold that part of you back. A lot of us, we start to feel our inner child kind of creep out of us and show up in a lot of different ways, and we try to stop it from happening. I have to be an adult. I have to be grown. I can't do this. I can't do that. That's childish. It's a difference between acting childish and allowing your child, your inner child, to thrive. Two different things. Right? Allow that inner child to thrive. That's going to heal that part of you, number one, and then it's also going to add to the healing of the bloodline. Because remember, a lot of these older generations, they weren't able to have a childhood. They weren't able to be children. They were married at 14 and 15. Some of them had kids at a young age and had families and moved out and did this and did. They didn't have time to really embrace and enjoy what it was to be a child and to have the freedom and the luxury of childhood. So not only do you owe it to yourself to have that, but you heal the bloodline through you experiencing that freedom to be. And we're all children. Age ain't nothing. Right? We are all energy. So really this age shit don't really mean nothing. Okay? So quick recap. And then I'm going to answer some questions. So get your questions ready. Alright? Alright. How to identify karmics. Do I feel drained, anxious, or confused? Have I repeated this cycle with the same person or someone else? Is this person pushing my emotional buttons or boundaries? Are there any red flags that I have ignored? Do I feel like I can't let go even though this is hurting me? Is it showing me what I need to heal? Okay? Overcoming romantic karmics, breaking the trauma bond. Not confusing intensity with love. Journaling and having self-conversations. That means talking to yourself. Okay? It's crazy to not talk to yourself. It ain't crazy to talk to yourself. Alright? Practicing self-love and self-care. Doing your affirmations and or glamour magic. Overcoming family karmics. This can also be the same thing when it comes to friendship karmics as well. Overcoming family karmics. Distancing yourself without guilt. Leave them motherfuckers behind. It's okay. Don't feel bad about it. If you gotta go no contact, go no contact. If you gotta uproot and move to a whole nother city, state, or country, do what you need to do. Don't feel guilty about it. All right? Reflecting. Have I been overgiving, over-explaining, or ignoring my intuition? Learning to pour into what pours into you. I'm only investing into what invests into me. I'm only giving to whatever gives to me. I'm only showing up for whatever shows up for me. That's it. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. Setting boundaries. I'm putting my foot down. I'm drawing this line in the sand. You cross this motherfucking line, you lose me. Or there is a penalty or a repercussion to that action. Period. Recognizing toxic patterns. What have I taken from this generation, from this person, from this toxic family member? What have I picked up on? What have I, made a part of my life and experience that I do not need? Or what has been passed down to me that I do not need? And then inner child healing, allowing my inner child to be free. All right? Feel free to screenshot and or write it down. Thumbs up in the chat once you got it, and then we're gonna get into a quick little Q&A, and then I'm up out of here. I done been on here way longer than I was supposed to, but it's alright. I started late, so it's okay. Thumbs up in the chat when you got it. And you can start putting your questions in the chat. Do I still got moderators in here? Can I slide it a little bit this way? Hold on, let me see. I think I got y'all zoomed in a little bit. There we go. Is that better? Thank you for the love. Thank you for the gifts. I appreciate it. Feel free to tap my name at the top and go to the gift gallery and gift based on that as well. It is much appreciated. Not mandatory, but definitely appreciated. Okay, perfect. Thank you, my love. I appreciate it. All right, everybody good? Baby girl, you good? Who asked me to slide it to the side? Okay. Yes, if you want to rewatch the live, click the link in my bio. I always post these on my YouTube when I'm finished. So it'll be posted to go live tomorrow, rising. What's tomorrow? Thursday? Yeah. It'll go live tomorrow. By the time y'all wake up, it'll be premiering. And you can watch it whenever you can. You can watch it while it's live, or you can come back and watch it later on in the day. Tomorrow's Thursday, so we'll close the week out, maybe with a topic or something, or reading. Do I still got moderators in the chat? I can't see. All right, let's move this over. Feel free to start putting your questions in the comments. I'm going to go through these quickly, and then we're going to move on. I do have one-on-one services on my website for those who want one-on-one assistance when it comes to their healing journey, childhood trauma healing, shadow work, all of those things. My website is linked in my bio. Okay, cool, miss. How do you release blockages? Blockages as far as what? Is there specific blockages or just in general life blockages? Thank you, Divine, for the love. I appreciate it, my love. I was watching your latest reading earlier today. It was so good. Thank you. Yeah, we had a really good reading. I think that's the one from yesterday. That reading yesterday was so good. So good, so good. I think it's for bloodline. So blockages in regards to bloodline, again, start with childhood trauma healing. Go to childhood and start with you, because you represent the most recent generation of the bloodline, right? Some of us have children, but they're not all the way aware yet, right? Thank you, my love, for the beans. They're not all the way aware yet. So it's our job to go back to childhood, start working through those things, through us working through ourselves with a lot of that stuff. Thank you for the roses. It will start to release a lot of information, a lot of different blockages. It'll help us start to get more clear on where certain things come from, why we are the way we are, how we got here, the people who influenced us to be the way that we are, the family members that contributed to this energy, to these experiences, so on and so forth. But it's when we're doing bloodline work, family work, always start with you, because you are a representative of that bloodline. Okay, thank y'all for the gifts. I appreciate it so much. Ooh, we almost at 80K likes. Let's go. I love to see it. Love to see it. Shout out to my big old family for the support, for the love, for the likes, for the gifts. Y'all know I love y'all too. Any other questions? Thank you, Oya. I appreciate you, my love. You are so welcome. There were some other questions that were going in the chat as I was teaching. If I didn't see it, feel free to write it over again. Hello, my love. Thanks for joining. Oh, we got hella shares. Almost 40 shares. Shout out to y'all for sharing the live. So all these lessons, are they based on things I didn't learn from a past life? So some of them are. Yes, some of them are based on past life lessons, experiences, things that you were supposed to learn, things that you were supposed to see, things that you're supposed to understand, so on and so forth. Some of them aren't. Some of them are. Every lifetime you have a set of things that you're supposed to learn, right? Based on your destiny, based on what you're supposed to accomplish, based on where you're supposed to go, right? Where you're supposed to get to, okay? If you don't follow through with those things, they carry on to the next one, and they are added on top of whatever you got to accomplish for that lifetime. So some of us are doing back-ordered work on top of the shit that we supposed to be doing right now. So it's a lot going on. We're dealing with this from lifetimes ago. And when I say lifetimes, some of us have been here multiple times. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you never know. It could be shit from 2-3 lifetimes ago on top of the things that you were meant to do, destined to do this lifetime. Things that you're supposed to learn this go around. So now you have all of that shit coming together, which is why a lot of the times we get overwhelmed. And this is why I tell y'all, take y'all time with this shit. You have more time than you think that you do. And like I said before, that's why I was talking about how our life, span is going to be a lot longer than those who came before us, because they've convinced us that we got to rush and that we got to hurry up and do this and do that because we only going to live to 75 and maybe 80. You know what I'm saying? Living in 90 at this point in this day and age is like a miracle, right? But that's not going to be our reality because of the fact that we are a completely different generation doing completely different work, right? So a lot of us are going to live a lot longer. So you have a lot more time than you think you do. And then we're condensing timelines at the same time. So a lot of the lessons are kind of being stacked on top of each other rather than you going through one thing at a time. Which is why you have to have that self-love, that compassion, that, time to rest, that time to isolate, because the shit can get overwhelming and you don't want to drive yourself fucking crazy trying to get all this shit done, right? So when you feel the intuitive feeling to rest, to, take a chill pill, to go on a vacation, to do whatever, do it. Hop on that plane, take that road trip, whatever it is that you feel intuitively guided to do. Stay in the house for that week or that weekend or them 2 weeks or that month, whatever fucking time you need. Do what you feel guided to do so that you can replenish yourself and prepare yourself for whatever comes next. Because we do have a lot on our plate, whether we want to or not. There's a lot that we're dealing with. There's a lot going on that we didn't necessarily, I'm going to say that we don't remember asking for. We don't consciously remember signing up for a lot of this shit. But we did. You know what I'm saying? We don't consciously remember it, but we did. Somebody on Big O asked me, who's that? Oya asked me, do I remember some past lifetimes? I do. I've had visions of past lifetimes a few times, and dreams about some as well. You can also tap in and meditate and kind of go through that again. When are you on again? I'll be on again tomorrow. Around the same time, 5. I took a nap today, y'all. We got a couch in our studio, and I got a blanket. Baby, I went in and I laid on that couch and set me a timer for an hour. Child, I was asleep. I woke up about 5:30. I said, oh shit. I told them niggas 5 o'clock they gonna beat my ass. They gonna get me. Raekwon, what the hell are you talking about? I told God I was gonna be good. I hope you all being good. Ever had a past life reveal? What you mean, Jewel? Yes, this will be posted on YouTube. Can you have a dream about a person you may become karmic with before interacting with them? Absolutely. So dreams can form as preparation. It can form as intuition. It can form as what's the word? It's not telepathy. What's the word for people who can see in the future? I can't think of it. But future sight, yeah, for sure. Do you believe we all started off as shadow people? What do you mean by shadow people? Foresight, yes. Foresight, future sight, yes. What do you mean by shadow people? Poca, please answer my question. What's your question, Pooh? I ain't see it. Oh, does it cost to find out what our debt is from previous lives? Like, are we supposed to just assume and wing it? So, I don't know what you mean by cost, but through karmics, through life, through experiences, you'll start to kind of see a pattern as to what you're supposed to be learning and doing with the information that you're taking from these lessons, right? Through healing, you start to pinpoint more exactly what those things are. It becomes more clear to you, and then it starts to become intuitive. You have to tap into the spiritual realm, right? It's like, if you think of the spiritual realm as like, what's a good example? I know I try to use the most simplistic things that I can think about. Okay, let's go back to childhood. Y'all remember the ball pits at like Chuck E. Cheese, or just the ball pits, period. Okay, it had all the little balls in there, and you get in there and jump in the motherfuckers, and you be doing all type of backflips and shit. You're just living your best life, okay? Think of the spiritual realm as a ball pit, right? As long as I'm standing on the outside of that, I can't access what is within it. It's accessible. It's there. All I gotta do is jump in. But as long as I'm standing on the outside of it, there's only a certain level of understanding that I'm going to have. There's only a certain level of answers that I'm going to have. When I jump into it, right, I am immersed in it. It is all around me. It is everywhere, right? That's kind of what it is. The spiritual realm is all around us. It's everywhere, but you have to actively tap into it through meditation, through healing, through ancestor veneration, which means tapping in with your spirit guides, tapping in with your ancestors, tapping in with your spirit team, okay? Conversing with them. It all starts with conversation, right? Gratitude, okay? Manifestation, meditation, affirmations, all of those things allow you to tap in. Research, right? Researching, looking into things. When those things just randomly come into your intuition, like you just sitting minding your business, and all of a sudden you're like, damn, I wonder, what energy the moon gives off. Look it the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why your energy has been, or your intuition is guiding you to look into that thing, or even presenting you with that question for you to be inquisitive about that very thing, right? And then you start to get confirmation, because once you hop on social media, there's like a picture of the moon or something. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like something is going on pertaining to the moon, or somebody brings up the moon in a conversation, or you walk outside and it's a big ass full moon or something. Like everything around you will start to confirm exactly where you're supposed to go. So when we don't move forward with it, it's not because we don't see it or we don't know. It's because we're either choosing to ignore it and be ignorant, or we are distracting ourselves with people, places, and things. And those things got to be eliminated. Hey, Jamaican. Thank you for the heart meat and the gifts, my love. Okay, let me go back because there were some other questions here. Is there any hoodoo work we can do to protect ourselves from karmic relationships after inner work? Go on my YouTube, my love, look under the live tab, and there should be a lesson on hoodoo where I kind of covered that a little bit. I used to have a dream that I would outlive most of my family, and they are unalive now. Those dreams be messages, I'm trying to tell you. Do you think your dreams are past and future experiences? Dreams can serve as a representation of a lot of different things. It can be past things. It can be future things, like you said. It can be things that are happening right now in other dimensions. It can be just a formula of different stuff to show you something, to give you a message. Meaning that it's not really real, but it's just almost like a movie sent to give you some type of introspection or some type of message or heads up or something like that. It really depends. This is why I tell y'all, write your dreams down so that you can meditate on them, so that you can read over them and really understand what the purpose of that dream was. Okay? Because sometimes you just dream about shit because you just seen it before you lay down. Like last night, I took a nap and I started dreaming about the Joe Budden podcast. But when I woke up, it was playing on my laptop. You know what I'm saying? Like that wasn't a message. It was just the two things were interfering with each other, and that's just what it was, right? So sometimes it's stuff like that. Sometimes it's meaningful, it's purposeful. Sometimes it's trying to tell you something in advance. Sometimes it's trying to show you something or send you some type of message. It just really depends, which is why dreams within themselves is something that you really have to take time with. Don't try to decipher everything immediately. Write that shit down and come back to it a couple days later when your mind is refreshed and you can see it from a different perspective. What does dreaming of cats mean in your opinion? So cats are very, very spiritual creatures. So a lot of times they can represent ancestors. They can represent protection. It depends. The color of it can mean something. How many cats you see can mean something. If it's a baby cat, it can mean something. Like, it depends on you, your situation, what's going on. Yeah, definitely write your dreams down. When I partake, I don't have dreams. Only when I stop and they be vivid, it's scary. Yeah. I just talked about on a live yesterday, for those who was in here, put Mary Jane down for a while. Okay, especially this new kind that they got out here. It is not what it used to be, and it does not work the way that it used to when it comes to tapping into another realm. They spike the punch. I'm gonna say it like that. Okay. What about a lion chasing you? Well, lions represent strength. Lions represent confidence. Lions represent leadership, taking initiative. So if it's chasing you, then maybe those are things that you need to embrace more. It's for sure blocking the third eye now. And Mary Jane is not of this realm. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's not really known to be anywhere specific where it grows naturally. It was always brought somewhere, and then it started to grow there in abundance. But it's not naturally from here. It was brought here in its natural state. But, you know, anything that they start to regulate through their own systems, understand that they've tampered with it. So I already knew the minute that they legalized that shit, it stepped on. they stepped on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with alcohol or spirits. That serves a purpose, especially when you're dealing with ancestors and ancestry and things of that nature, babe. Listen, alcohol is very powerful when it comes to the spiritual realm, but they've stepped on that. That shit is crazy. They're adding additional things to it and selling it in abundance. That is one of the highest selling products in especially in the US is alcohol or liquor. And if you pay attention, they always telling you which one to use, and they use the music and different stuff like that to push you towards it. You know, Don Julio, Casamigos. At one point it was Cavassier. You know, back in the day it was Avon. It was Ciroc. You know, they always telling you where to go, what to use, what to drink, what to do. You know what I'm saying? So if you are going to partake, make sure that you are, number one, staying away from what's popular, because that's what's going to fuck you up. And if you are going to partake, go the most natural routes. Tequila. And not the shit that they're promoting. Real, genuine tequila. Red wines, or wines period, from, you know, wineries, you know, the real shit. Do you write your dreams down? Absolutely. I absolutely do. Yeah, they try to put that shit together with Popeyes. Ciao. At a certain point, they gotta know, niggas, we seeing through this bullshit. Okay, this is 2025. Stop trying to play with us. All right, y'all, I gotta get ready to go. What's the craziest dream you had? I'll be here all night. I done had some crazy dreams. Should I fear crows? They always show up when someone is near unaliving. Is there a way to see who's next? Is that what you're asking? You shouldn't fear anything that has to do with the afterlife. When you, this is why I say y'all need to tap in with your ancestors, because tapping in with your ancestors more will have you feel way differently about the afterlife. You'll gain a whole new perspective of it, and you won't see it in the way that we've been conditioned to see it. It's not the end of anything. Energy cannot be destroyed. So nothing ends when you leave here. All right, last question. What does it mean if you find a unalive baby bird, literally so tiny? I'm not sure, honey. That can mean, it can mean something, and then it can mean nothing at the same time. Yeah, I would say it would mean something if it was like directly in your path, on your porch, you know, like purposely in your vicinity, almost like somebody placed it there. That's when things really have meaning. Some stuff is just nature that we stumble across, you know. Everything is not to be taken super serious. Of course, you can find a lesson in everything, you know, you can choose to find a lesson in everything. But unless it's like really in your direct path, sometimes you're just stumbling across nature. I don't believe in coincidences. That's why I say, you know, if it's something that, you know, drew your attention to a point where you can't let it go, then look deeper into it, meditate on it. Yeah, trust your intuition, trust your gut. That's the main thing with messages. It's all intuitive. Whether it's a dream, whether it's something that you see, whether it's something that you hear, something that you feel, something that you watch, read. The majority of it is intuitive. So you have to be able to tap in with your intuition, you know, and trust your gut enough to know what it is and what it means. Okay? I'm in Eastern Standard Time. So I'll be back on here 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 4 p.m. Central and 2 p.m. Pacific. Okay? Yeah, I know sometimes it don't be alerting y'all that I'm live. I don't know. I don't know why it does that. But yeah. All right. All hearts and minds clear. Everybody good. We'll be back on here tomorrow. Tomorrow's a full moon. So I'll either do a reading or we'll do a topic on something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I'll see y'all tomorrow. I need to get my ass in the house because it's dark. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Be good. Be safe. This will be posted on YouTube tomorrow rising. So make sure you click the link in my bio or go to PocaSPEAKS on YouTube. And follow me there. Turn on your notifications so that you can see when this goes live tomorrow for you people that want to rewatch it from the beginning. Also, if you go on my YouTube and you go under the live tab, all of the lessons that I've ever done are on there. All of the readings that I've ever done are on there. Whatever reading you feel drawn to, if it applies, it applies. None of my readings have a time limit. So take whatever resonates at whatever time you see it. If you do want to book any one-on-one services, feel free to click the link in my bio and go to my website, www.therealpocaspeaks.com. And you can book your consultations, your one-on-one readings, your phone calls, your counseling sessions, mentorships, whatever it is. I do still have the Facebook group. It's not as active. I'm pretty much the only one posting in there, but it's still there. I approve certain posts. A lot of people try to use it for weird stuff, so I approve certain things. But yeah, it's still there for those who want to go look on there. Poca, you been in the gym? Hell no. Y'all don't see this? Baby, no. Poca been eating. That's about it. Okay. It's just genetics over here right now. The gym has not been doing anything for me lately. Well, I haven't been doing anything in the goddamn gym. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. Light and love. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Be good. Be safe. And I will be on time tomorrow. Okay. Thank you, my love.